Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name's Caroline. I will learn to speak. I'm sure by the end of this video I'll be okay. I'm going to do a get ready with me using the Popfeel palette and a couple of the other items that you saw in my Wilco stroke Popfeel last video, or a video that's just gone up. Not sure when this one will actually go up. So I've cheated already. I've just put my brows on because my brows are not the easiest thing to put on, and I have used the Popfeel brow pencil, and it looks like this. I haven't got, well, I've got a fair bit left, but there was like another half of that when I first got it, and I have been using this every day. It has pushed aside some of my more expensive brow products in use of sewing. My phone's just given me a text message. I must just check that. Sorry about this. Hate when this happens. Sorry, right, that's okay, I don't need to answer that straight away. Right, to start with, I'm going to put on my lips. This is from Avon Care Royal Jelly Lip Balm before we start. This is a really, really good lip balm. I've been using it for the last couple of weeks. I don't know if any of you would have noticed. You probably would, because it was quite noticeable. In a few of my, quite a few videos over the last 3-4 months, I've had this little area here. I think you still, if I zoom in, I think you can see it slightly, that just would not heal. And it was like a very, very dry patch. So I've been using that for the last couple of weeks, as I just said. It's really healed it over. I mean, there's still a mark there. Whether that will actually go, I don't know, because it has gone into my lip line. I'm hoping that will go away. But right, we will start first off by putting a primer on my lids. This is from Urban Decay in one of those little sample sachets that you can get. I put it into a very, very clean pot. You get quite a lot in them. I'm just going to pop that onto my eyelids using a GRWM flat brush. So I'll smooth my fringe away and zoom you in a little bit. There we go. That should be enough. So I'm just going to pop that on there to start with, and I tend to use my finger to spread it out with, because it is quite not solid, but it has a tendency not to spread very well. So I've got to use my other finger. It means I'm trying to hold a mirror at the same time. And you don't need a huge amount of this. Well, I don't anyway. I only put a small thin layer on. As you can see, it's really hard to move once it starts to set. There we go. I think I need a little bit more on my lid just there. Just along the lid. There. Oops, got my nose. Like so. There we go. Lost the lid. There we go. Got it. Right, and then I am going to set that down, which I always do, with just a cream coloured shadow. And I always do this because I find that if I try and put eyeshadow onto straight onto the lid prime, I find that sometimes it doesn't glide and move as easily you know, to blend. So I do this, and it's just like setting your foundation or your concealer really, and it sort of will help during the day to keep things in place, you know, can't do any harm. And then I'm going to use that's wrong pot, a paint pot by MAC. This one's called Indian Wood. I'm just going to put a little bit of this onto my lid and a little bit into my crease. I don't want too much, so just be careful how I go. It's a little bit more. Start on my lid and then blend it up just into the crease and a little bit above, only a little bit, like so. You just want a little bit. I'm doing this because these shadows, it's the only thing out of the selection of items that I got that they're good, they're okay, don't get me wrong, but they're not the best. But with a little bit of work, they do go on properly. They do go on nicely, rather, sorry. Just a little bit of preparation. But I do this actually with a lot of eyeshadows. And it gives an extra base for your colour to stick to, and can sort of bring out the colours of your shadows a little bit better. Right, there we go, just a little bit. Right, now lost my palette, there we go. So the palette cover looks like that. The actual palette is just black with Popfeel eyeshadow palette written on the front. These are the colours. There's 2 matte shades. All the rest of them are like, not sparkly, but they have that sheen. This is the matte one, and that's the matte, which normally I would use in my crease, but they are a little bit pale. But I'm going to give them a go. I'm going to use the darker of the two, if there is a darker of the two really, and then pop that into my crease. So, I mean, I would normally use a little bit of a bigger brush, but with the shadows being quite small, you know, your brush doesn't fit in, and you end up getting other colours that you don't want. You see, that one's not working too well. If I mix the two together, see if I can get a little bit more colour. This is the 2 shadows that I find that have the least pigmentation in them. Right, now I did bring out my normal milk chocolate by Natural Collection, just in case, because I really need to have a colour in the crease. So we'll go with this one and go on a bigger brush. Just as that little bit more colour. And just that little bit extra. Just add a little bit more to the outside. My light isn't very good, is it? I really must start getting out my proper lights. It's really dull outside, and it's making it quite dark in. inside there. That's a little bit better. I've got a little bit more colour there. Right, I'm going to go into I think we'll try this more like on a burgundy shade, just there. Just going into with a small flat brush. Kind of press that onto the outside of the lid. Up to into the crease just a little bit. And then the same on the other side. So I'm just moving my light a little bit. I will be back in a minute. I've just got to go and move a light that's over the top. Sorry about this. I hope that's a bit better. And then I am going to use there's a little bit of a light shimmery colour here. I'm going to use that, try out that on the rest of my eye and see how that looks. That's quite pretty. Like so. You do have some fallout with these, but then when you buy some shadow palettes and single shadows and whatever, you can get quite a bit of fallout with those. Right. I want to go in with a little bit more crease colour, just to blend that through a little bit more. I want to darken up the outside. I'm going to put a little bit of this brown just on the outer part and blend that through a little bit. I'm going to take that over. Yeah, I like that better. Just gone over the top of that other colour. Like so. Yep. Done with that for the minute. I'm now going to get a piece of cotton wool that I've got some cleaning fluid on and just go under my eyes. There wasn't very much, just a little bit. And I'm going to go back in with this cream shadow that I started off with, this one, and do my brow bone a little bit more. It's going over the top. And then just blend that through. And then I'm going to use Dip Down from MAC for my eyeliner. And find my eyeliner brush. This is just an Emily 209 brush. It's my favourite brush for doing eyeliner. And then I'm just going to do a line across the top. Hope this video isn't too long. I feel it's going to be ages long. I do hope you can bear with me. Probably all turned off by now and got fed up with me. There you go. I'll just zoom you in a little bit more. Just to do this eye. And this is the eye that is the bane of my life. I have trouble getting it the same as the other one. I try and do this eye first because I find that if I do this eye first, it tends to go on better. I don't know. It's just one of them silly things that you have going on in your life. And that one is thicker and not as neat. Oh, I see. Now I'm going to have to go in and spoil this one too. See, that's not so bad, I don't think. There we go. So, that is that. And I'll let that set for a little while. It doesn't take long. In the meantime, I am going to use the Popfeel High Definition Concealer. Now you don't need, it's on a squeezy, it's a squeezy tube on a brush. You do not need very much of this at all. I am not putting any other face, well, not putting any see, got concealer in my hands. I am not putting any foundation on. I haven't worn foundation in absolutely ages. A little bit around my nose. And then with my ring finger, I just move that around. And this is very, very soft and silky. A little bit goes a long way, and it is very, very brightening too. Just blend that away up to the edge. See how that brightens that area up no end. Down there like so. Come on, blend, you little devil. Okay. And then do round my nose. And I take it a little bit down there. Let me just zoom you out a little again. Right, there we go. And a little bit that's left on my fingers, I just put onto my chin. I mean, if I was going out, excuse the red marks where my glasses have been. If I was going out somewhere special, I would put on some foundation. Right, I've just about come to the end of my favourite powder from Essence, so I have got a new one. And just put the lid on that. And I just used a small Techniques, what is it? Don't know because it's rubbed off, brush. And then just pat that on where I have put the concealer down. Just to set it and stop it from moving. Around my nose, and I just take the powder up my nose, down here, and then I just powder the areas that are not going to have blusher and bronzer on, where I'm going to contour. So just gently, I don't put very much on my forehead. And this is basically the makeup that my brushes have dumped off and left me, that you've seen me wearing in oh, I've also got a new bronzer. It's Luminous Matte Bronzing Powder. I've not tried that yet. Should I try it on camera? I was going to use my Cargo. Yeah, I think I'll give it a go. It looks like that. It is in, this is Essence, and it's in 01 Sunshine. I'm going to have to go very, very slowly with this, see how I get on. Tap off. Right, I'm just gonna contour my cheeks, sides of my nose. Oh, that's pretty. Oh, it's really pretty. Probably a little bit too much there. Oh, sorry, I've got it. And it's running. There's one over there now too. That is really pretty. And then I'm going to take it up around my forehead, down the sides of my temples, and join it up there. Just have a look. Even though I have a fringe, I always do this, just you know, because my fringe can blow up out of place, and just feel that, you know, if I've got a little bit of colour around my face, I look finished. You know, my makeup looks finished. And then, there we go, pop that back down, and I'm going to use my brush and just carefully, a little bit down the sides of my nose. If I'm being really good and want to do it really properly, I will take a very small brush and like sort of really chisel it out. But just on an everyday basis, I just gently do that. Just on the end, under my bottom lip, under my neck, under my chin rather, and bring it down just a little way and blend. And then blusher, I am going to use the Popfeel blush. Can't see the colour. They put a great big dirty sticker on it, so let's see what's on the packaging inside. A dirty great big sticker over the back. No, nothing on there. No colour on there. This has a double you have your blush, and if you lift up the other thing, you've got a little brush inside, which I never use. So I am going to gently use a small stippling brush, and I'll be very, very careful with this because it is very, very pigmented. Just lightly in and tap off. And then, as you can see, it is very, very pigmented. Then just blend that in. Try and remember to start at the back of your face, especially when you're doing blush and bronzer. And especially if you're using a very pigmented blush or a pigmented bronzer. And then if you get a little bit too much colour, it's the back of your cheeks, not on the fronts of your cheeks, rather than depositing a great big lump of colour. And I tend to sort of stipple a little bit and then blend. I just checked my mirror because my lighting's not that good. Sorry about it. I really, really must get my lights up when I film. There we go. It's a lovely, lovely blush. Oh, I've got a stiff neck. And then I'm going to go back to my eyes and curl my lashes. Torture instrument. I hate doing this. I don't like these curlers. I like the ones I had previously. They were a little purple set from Oriflame, and they were quite different to this, or to these rather. And then I'm going to use my usual selection, which is the Eveline SOS Lash Boost. That's the white mascara. And then I'm going to use the wonderful mascara from Rimmel with the argan oil. And then I'm going to use from Max Factor the 2000 calorie waterproof. Both mascaras are in black. And then used to love, I think a lot of you also, I think I've got a lot of you using it as well, the Essence version of this, but Essence has stopped making it now. I think I'm getting to the end of this. I need another one. But in a way, this, let me zoom you in. Oh, it's the wrong way. In a way, this is better because it's got different ingredients. And since I've been using it, in the months I've been using this, it is months now, my eyelashes have got so much thicker and they have grown so much longer. I'm coming to the end of this. Can't hardly get anything out. I've got a hair. I want that in my eye. There we go. And then onto the other side. Managed to get more out on there. Go back to that side and give it another coat. There we go. And then I'm going to use this one. This one is not waterproof because I tend to get a little bit of watery eye. I put the other one on top. And these two mascaras work really well together. Like that. I held my breath there. You know, when I'm doing that mascara, I tend to hold my breath. I don't know why. I think it's fear. I think it's a fear of poking myself in my eye. And I often find myself doing that, and all of a sudden this great big breath comes out, and I think, God, you've been holding your breath again. So, there we go, that's that coat. And I go straight in with this one. That one, there we go. From, hair. And just go straight over. This one is that little bit more blacker than the other one. I'm needing to replace all three of these. I remember I bought all three at the same time, which was rather an expense. But I think that way though, I do know that they all need changing at the same time. Because you only have a certain amount of life in a mascara. I don't quite know how long you're supposed to have it open for. But I think I've used mine well before that date. There you go. Lashes at long last. Right, with what was left on my liner brush, I'm now going to take that underneath and do a light line of that under there like so, and on the other side. Not enough left. Take a tiny, tiny bit. So that rattled the pot on the table there. Stab that where I didn't want it. There we go. And I'm just going to blend that a little bit with my finger. Like so. And then I'm going to take a small amount, rattle, on the same brush of a shadow out of here, just to set that under there. Like that. And again on the other side. Doing it carefully so that I don't get any where I don't want it. Like that. And then I'm going to take a small detail brush, like so. It's a Real Techniques accent brush, and it looks like so, it's really tiny. And I'm going to take the lightest colour from that, that's the colour that I put on the inside of my lid, and I'm just going to bring that into the corner a little bit more, and then down onto the bottom lid and join it up with the brown. A little bit more in there and join it up. There we go. And then just going to drop you down just a little bit, and I'm going to put some lipstick on. Now I'm just going to wipe off that, and I'm going to use, I'll put some glasses on first. I am going to use, it's a Jordana Rock and Rose lip liner. It's just a nude looking lip liner. I'm just going to line my lips and fill them in. Like that. So. And then I'm going to use a Popfeel lipstick, and the number is B13, and it looks like that. It's a good size lipstick, and that's the colour, and it smells gorgeous. It's very, very sweet, like a toffee, caramel type of smell. It's like a semi-matte lipstick. I mean, it looks fairly matte, but it feels very, very soft and not dry at all. So what I'll do is put your back up. I do all three things at once there. Put your back up, zoom you out, and take my glasses off. So there we go. Those are the eyes with the Popfeel palette, the cheeks, the blusher, and the lipstick, and obviously the concealer. And that is my daily routine just recently. I mean, a lot of you have been saying how good my skin looks. And this is the only makeup that I've actually put on my face. Most of my face is covered with makeup, but I haven't got that layer of foundation on at the moment, which during the summer I'm really, really enjoying, because I find that, you know, if it gets hot, having foundation on really makes me even more hot. And I've just found that putting on what I have is enough, and obviously I've been getting away with it, because like I said, you've all been saying how good my skin's been looking, and how great I'm looking. Now I'm very, very grateful for you, very, very kind, all of you that's been saying that. So I hope that you like this. I think I've used all of it that I got. Yeah, I think I have. So I'm pleased with it. I mean, the eyeshadow takes a little extra work with that extra layer of the base underneath, but it's not a lot of time to do that. So yeah, I hope that you've enjoyed this video, and you've liked the makeup that I have on my face. So I'll see you again soon. Bye bye for now.